Okay, so that was a doozy, but now time for the boss battle against Metal Gear Rex.
Dun dun dun.
Actually, there's that would be for the plot twist. This is technically just announcing a boss battle, so it doesn't really work in this context.
Eh.
There we are.
God, it's even bigger than the last one.
Okay.
Seriously, it's even got a gun for a penis. How badass can you get?
Okay, so the boss battle against the Metal Gear Rex is quite the doozy because the Metal Gear is incredibly powerful. So make good use of Nikita missiles if you have them. Fortunately,
Liquid.
go on.
You know, Liquid. Doesn't it seem like a little bit of overkill just to kill one man with a giant anti-army tank?
Mm-hmm. Now,
I think I know you.
you'll notice how just shooting at its front doesn't work, like I just demonstrated. So clearly, there's probably some kind of blinded armor, more powerful armor that this Metal Gear has that the previous two didn't have. So probably gonna need some kind of strategy.
Fun fact, actually, and I'm amazed none of us have mentioned it, but the voice actress of Naomi is none other than our good old friend Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, and she will
Imagine.
reprise her role in any other appearance of the character.
Mind you, this was ironically back when Jennifer Hale wasn't as much a household name at the time.
She also does a good British accent, if I think so at least.
Don't you mean a Rhodesian accent?
Well, remember, they established that Rhodesia was apprehended by England in whenever it was, so it makes sense for the accent to be British.
Honestly, though, I wonder if Metal Gear Solid, if this was sort of how Jennifer Hale started making her mark, because I know that she wasn't as big as she is now.
I think she was voicing at this point at least in some kind of animated
Anyway,
series.
Archon, help!
Using his naked eyes? That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors, do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm? Yeah, that thing that looks like a shield. That's a radome. If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment. So he'll be
okay.
Yeah, try to hit that radome with a Stinger missile. So that will stop it? No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too. Oh, great. The part that looks like a beak is where
I have to think of everything.
in an emergency it'll open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it. You told me that already. But the interior is a different story. I get it. First I destroy the radome. That will force him to open up the pilot's seat. Right. If you can shoot a Stinger missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
And possibly destroyed the driver, too, by the sounds of it.
Well, considering he's trying to kill us, I feel like this is something that is justified.
Yeah.
See, it's not a weak point, it's a character flaw. You see, Metal Gear Rex itself is a character in this story, people.
Well, it's the whole scientists think of their machines as, creatures, like because they've put so much into their construction.
Yeah, it's like they're essentially their babies.
Yeah. Alright, so while I execute that plan, Shiroi, you want to mention about your thoughts on something from the previous game, then?
Yeah, since Pedro took me back through my opinion on Big Boss's overall plan. Pretty much the same opinion as before.
Go check the commentary if you don't remember everybody. Go on.
I understand it, but it's shit. I also did say it would be a bit harsh to, this is one of the things I'm amending from that opinion, it would probably be a bit too harsh to say that the military was manipulating them. No, the military in general is pretty heckin' manipulative, and only got to learn that more and more as the years go by.
The recurring theme in Metal Gear, Shiro, as you're gonna see throughout these games, Kojima loves to create villains who are definitely villains, and the game acknowledges them as villains, but the game will go out of its way to give you a full understanding of why they chose the lifestyle that they did. and what exactly motivates them to be sad. Again, it's the same logic that made villains like the Dark Knight's Joker or Infinity War's Thanos to work so well, because villains themselves don't think they're evil. They think they're the ones who are right, despite the fact that everybody else around them is telling them that they're wrong. So.
And like one thing in particular that like from the understanding it part, it's like, okay, it's not exactly uncommon knowledge that ex-soldiers' home countries are very bad at taking care of them, like post-war. Like they're usually very much left, for themselves. So somebody ending up in a vicious cycle like this, it's pretty plausible, and it's only just going to get worse and worse and worse. It's like Pedro said, a vicious cycle. It's
that's the thing.
It's just terrible.
And trust me, Shira, we get a basic gist of why he does it in that game. Oh, hold on. I'll continue later. Alright, very good, Snake. That's 3 Metal Gears on your kill count.
Did that do it?
Or maybe not. Oh.
That literal T-posing.
Frank, what are you doing?
Let's go!
Oh, so you
Dun, dun,
and yeah, just like in the previous game, he was also our quote unquote mystery caller. So there you go.
That helps.
Fox, why? What do you want from me? I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me. Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you. Naomi? You're the only one who can stop her. No, I can't. Why? Because I'm the one who killed her.
Ouch.
Remember, Naomi told us that after her parents died, Frank was the one who found her and took care of her. Yeah, out of guilt, apparently.
Like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother. Fox, from the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister. But every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Tell her that I was the one who did it.
Out passing.
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat.
Seriously, Fox, we gotta talk about these names you come up with for yourself.
Yeah, like somebody at that meeting needed to say something.
Yeah.
Oh.
He literally just got killed from the appendage on that robot.
Actually, only got a hair out and arm cut off. So.
Yeah, I think it was
He's gonna bleed out though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now that might actually do it.
That'll do it.
Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers. Fox, how strong is that exoskeleton?
No, wait, he's still going.
Snake, are you just
But for how long though?
try and watch him die?
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. He destroyed the radome.
Bonk.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the code name Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the
What?
stinger!
Fox, can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
What now?
Oh fuck.
So yeah, if we shoot, we might kill Fox too.
That's no good. I can't do it. Taken from the battle. Neither truly alive, nor truly dead. An undying shadow.
in a world of light. But soon it will finally end.
Well, okay. There you go.
Snake, we're not
He is still alive after all that. Man can take some punishment.
You fired the missile, you fool!
Yeah, there you go, Shiro. See, this ties back to that topic we were talking about just now. Like, some of these soldiers fighting is the only thing they're good at.
And again, it's like they're not exactly helped to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that was also one of the major points of the first Rambo movie.
Yep.
Oh,
Dun dun dun.
Fitting, we're actually playing a Metal Gear game.
Okay, you are so gonna die, Liquid.
Not even yourself. Die!
Okay, carry on, Shiro.
There was one more amendment I wanted to make, but addendum rather. But
Sure.
I honestly don't remember what that is. There's just the whole point of bringing this up again was just a better way to describe it.
Sure.
Definitely.
It's one of and trust me, when we get to basically Shiro, when you start with Metal Gear Solid 3, we get to play through Big Boss's first mission back when he was just a grunt like Snake in the first game. So we're going to see exactly the entire story of how he came to adopt his life philosophy that we see in the Solid Snake saga.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, starting with
comes to that mentality by the end of the game. I do think that also involves playing stuff like Peace Walker.
yeah. Well, it's both that and Peace Walker. Whereas with let me put it this way. Snake Eater talks about his loss of faith in the military, whereas Peace Walker is the first his first true stand against the government and having an independent faction of soldiers who operate independent of the official military.
Multiple of the kind of sits in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Although to be fair, it didn't exactly go well in Peace Walker, and do not get me wrong, for all the faults the military does have, they did raise some good points on why some of his ideas in Peace Walker were, well, not the best, and, well, yeah, let's just say...
That's what I love about...
down.
That's what I love the most about Big Boss's story. There's no one true right side in this entire thing. It's all a bunch of people who have their things that are right and the things that are wrong, and the player is allowed to just make up his own mind exactly like who he agrees with.
I would say ultimately it does come out that while Big Boss did have some points, he was ultimately wrong, as he himself kind of admits in Metal Gear Solid 4 as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's for a different reason, but I'm not gonna say it because spoilers.
Well, true. What I'm getting is, like, I do feel like, ironically, despite the military definitely screwing up a lot with certain parameters in this series, let's be honest.
Okay, now...
Interestingly enough...
Okay, now it's 3 Metal Gears on our kill count.
Feel that, Liquid? That's your compensation, crumbling into atoms.
Yeah, that's basically Liquid's thing. He really wants so bad to have a bigger dick than his brother.
And his brother just blew up his big dick.
Fun fact also. I'll mention it when it becomes a bit more relevant.
But no, my point is, like, well, ironically, the end game is that, I guess, maybe the... Oh, hold on, let's get to this. Hey, Liquid, so your plans have literally gone up in smoke. I'm sure you're fine with that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, and someone blew up your dick.
Mm-hmm.
And Snake loses consciousness.
Long.
Understandable
Wait,
considering the
hang on.
impact.
The liquid was blown up and yet Snake's the one that falls on con.
He probably jumped out of the Metal Gear before.
You're still alive. I won't die as long as you still live. Too bad.
You want to bet?
Oh, there you go, sure. He's like you. He's too stubborn to die.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting. Fighting? What are you really after? A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were. As we should be. That was Big Boss's fantasy.
Exactly. That's what me and Joe were talking about, yeah.
When he was young, during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world
War was never good.
Ironically,
War is not
as
good,
much
and
as he does-
Snick himself says that, sure. The problem is that to them, war is all they know.
Then get our $1 billion. We'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world.
So you're an anarchist.
Not
We'll breed conflict.
It's like we said. Go on.
to be fair, it's not necessarily anarchy he's going for. That would mean that there'd be like no world leaders around whatsoever. But he is definitely one who's all for war and chaos.
It won't be after he's done with them.
No, his plan is so that there's an endless bout of war.
So that soldiers always have a purpose in their lives.
As much as it is a shame that they don't get worshipped, though, one thing he and Big Boss failed to realize is that people kind of prefer times when there's not war going on.
Oh no, definitely,
you know,
definitely. And Snake himself does too, as Snake has even said to Meryl, war is not glamorous at all. But but there's also a tragedy angle to it, where the truth of the matter is that this is an actual real thing, where soldiers who try to come back from war and try to live a normal life, they've seen so much carnage that their psychology has been damaged forever, and they can't really function as anything but soldiers. So again, it's a very complicated topic.
Les enfants terribles, the terrible children.
Yeah, for those who don't know French.
That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible.
Oh, Captain America?
The person that they chose as the model was the man.
funnily enough, they did have a person involved who was codenamed Ahem, and I am quoting this directly, Big Mama. Didn't know Martin Lawrence was involved with the program.
With a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method. Super baby method. They fertilized an egg with one of father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus, and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets. Octuplets? Yes.
Why not just make 2 babies?
Actually, it's a little way of actually, increasing the chances of getting the perfect one.
Yeah.
That being said, they essentially aborted 6 of them so that the other 2 could be strengthened.
Essentially, again, as you mentioned, they figured out which would have been, and discarded the others like cheap toys.
The dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all of the recessive genes.
You've said that before.
Everything from me before I was even born. But
You stole all my genes, you meanie!
Telling mom.
It kind of boils down to that, yeah. Like Corellian, he's a kind of a pathetic bitch.
But they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity...
Also, given that the mom was involved in the program, be awkward to tell her on that.
And we're going to meet this mother that he's talking about in a later game, Shiri. But now, there you go, Tev. This is an FMV, technically.
For everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted.
That's pretty horrific, because it said like 8 babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They induced 6 miscarriages.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 abortions, but yeah.
The genome soldiers that you've been
That's another thing that was a topic of contention, and it still is to an extent to this day. Many governments, like the American one, potentially seeing, women as like the states breeding mares.
Okay.
Nothing else.
To be fair, that is not so much the case because we do figure out no, the woman was completely on board with it at that time.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
To the point where I think she was one of the big founders of the project as well. But again, that's for a later game.
Yeah, that's for a later game. Yeah.
That said, though, eugenics ain't that fun.
Get that fuck shit out of here, is all I have to say.
Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused.
In that case, sure, I think you're gonna really like the ending of Metal Gear Solid 4 then, which is basically a big closing chapter on this era of the franchise of this particular world, basically.
I'm actually curious, Pedro. Do you think the series would have been better off if they had just ended things in 4 and 5 and never been created?
I will say Peace Walker was still a really great game that really added a lot to stuff that I feel like, yeah, I'm fine with Peace Walker.
Oh, Peace Walker was made after 4.
2010.
At the same time as Rising.
Not to mention Rising. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't want to live in a world where Rising doesn't exist.
True. Okay, better. I probably should have asked, do you think it would have been better if we'd ended it off with Rising then? Because, Rising is phenomenal.
I can understand the argument from a story standpoint, but I have so much fun playing Phantom Pain, though.
Yeah.
Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The
My God, boy, do you ever run out of breath hearing yourself rant?
See, it's interesting to the Jova. We talked about this when we did our 13 redo recently. Unlike Bartendelas, he actually is fun to listen to rambling on. Bartendelas is just, my God, are you still talking?
Oh yeah. I mean, I throat shaded him a lot, but no. Like, Liquid is legit fun to listen to.
One of the big reasons is Cam Clark's performance. He really does a great job with this role as well.
I'll say.
He really captures the narcissistic personality of Liquid.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes.
That is true, yeah.
I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then I'm going to go beyond.
Super liquid free.
He totally would do that if he could.
But he's already blonde tail, so technically he's already a Super Saiyan by this point.
To do that,
not erect hair. Oh. That's rude.
Look behind you.
Oh,
hey,
hi,
Meryl.
Is she alive?
When did you get here?
I brought her here.
Was she literally on the back of the Metal Gear this entire time? How funny would that
Falling
have
in love
been?
with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No, we have no past, no future.
Sorry, Liquid, he does have a real name.
Projection much, Liquid?
Just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a PDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel?
Kinda tied out at the moment. Oh. I guess we still
Well,
activate
the codec still
the
works.
codec.
Hear me.
So.
Yes, I'm listening. What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me. The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS. What for? To bomb the place. What? Not only
Oh,
that.
crap.
B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying P-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What?
Oh, they want to
Metal
reduce
Gear is
that place to
destroyed.
rubble.
Tell the Secretary of Defense.
Which is kind of ironic,
Hold on.
given,
Exactly the reason.
which is kind of ironic given how intact the place looks in Metal Gear Solid 4, but hey, who's counting?
From Metal Gear. He's
Ow.
going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to
Right.
drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Between this and Resident Evil 3, I get the idea Japan was kind of onto something when it came to, hiding information.
Still officially in command of this mission.
Although it's funny because later Resident Evil games suggest that it was actually Umbrella within the
Quietly
government
the government,
manipulating stuff and all that jazz.
But, Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Merrill was transferred to this base just before.
Oh, here you go. Here's
a
his.
way of manipulating me.
And there you go. That's why the Colonel had to act the way he's been acting. They were using Merrill to manipulate him.
Her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
It is nice that, again, we do reveal that Campbell was always in Snake's corner. It does make you wonder if maybe, Campbell being freaking Campbell could have kind of figured out a bit of a covert way to hint at Snake that,
Oh,
What are you doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake the Colonel!
Roy Campbell
hello.
has been relieved of duty.
ladies and gentlemen, meet Jim Hausman, the Secretary of Defense, aka the guy who, the big villain behind this whole thing. So there you go, Shiwa. The guy under the president who has been doing this, unbeknownst to the president, is him, the Secretary of Defense.
Huh.
He truly believes
There's always a Secretary of Defense in these.
You bastard.
there won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the president would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
President is a busy man. I have complete authority.
Also, Dave's correction from the previous part. Well, this game was done at the end of the 90s. Timeline-wise, we're in 2005. So yes, Bush Jr. is in the office right now.
We'll simply say
So,
that
yeah, this was definitely done without his knowledge.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So, you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And
Oh, you
could care
sound
less
so
about what happens to
distressed.
anybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider
Is
saving
my
them.
middle finger enough for you?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the bombs will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do.
Huh.
Farewell.
Hey.
So basically gonna bury this problem right under the rug, right, Secretary of Defense?
There's no way
Okay.
out for us.
Maybe if we work together, Liquid, we can get out of this.
Oh no, there's no. So yeah, Liquid is about to challenge us to a one-on-one fist fight. So because he wants to prove that he's the better twin.
Only your
Again, we could probably get out if we just work
Oh,
together.
there you go. There you go. He literally just said, "Only your death will satisfy me." There you go. He's that obsessed.
you make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle.
Shiroi, I don't think even therapy can save this guy at this point.
No. The therapist will need a therapist.
For our final battle.
How many layers of destruction do we have right now?
Precise moment.
Yes.
This guy is a madman too, a complete madman. Alright, and here it is, the final boss battle of Metal Gear Solid.
A literal fist fight.
Punch him straight in the camera.
You might still be
You
able
know
to
what?
save her.
For all his ranting, I think we give him the fight that he wants. He's not allowed to complain about the results, though.
So yeah, once again, the ending is also very dependent on how you handle this fight. If you manage to beat him before time runs out, you'll be able to save Meryl. If not, the bomb near Meryl will explode. So
And like you mentioned, if you cross a certain line, you'll fall off the Metal Gear.
So hang on a minute. You have 3 minutes, but you lose time because of the cutscene.
Don't worry, Dwebs. The game gives you more time than you need still. Like, as long as you don't stand around dawdling, you should be able to defeat Liquid before the time runs out.
Oh god! Snake clipped into the Metal Gear!
You don't...
Hurt.
So yeah, since Liquid robbed me of all my items and clothing, I don't have any guns. So again, it's a good old... much like our fight with Grey Fox in the previous game, it's a good old-fashioned fist fight.
Only that this time we're reversed, so the fist fight comes after the Metal Gear fight.
Nice shot!
Nice shot, he says, as Snake missed him. Except that sounded like it was complimenting him. Liquid, I think the mental lapse is starting to get to you.
He's gone complete bonkers, Joe, but he's gone. Like, don't even bother. There you go. See, Dwebs, if you manage to keep a good pace in terms of punching him, you should be fine.
Also, Dwebs, it's Liquid. Are you surprised that he is petty enough to let the cutscene wear down some of your time?
Also, small trick that was not shown. When Snake exits the office before actually meeting properly Liquid, where he says, "Oh, do you like my sunglasses?" Only in this version, only in Twin Snakes, you can actually use your sniper rifle and try to actually scope him, but he will literally just shrug off the bullet.
I do like that extra bit.
So it's not like in Metal Gear Solid 3 where you can kill one of the bosses before you fight him.
Nope.
We'll get there. Almost done. Stand quiet! Stay... There you go. There you go, Dwebs, with 30 seconds to spare.
Hi!
And he falls into the void.
Yes.
Snake.
This implies that Metal Gear is now up tall enough for there to be a void below.
Meryl?
Snake, is that you?
And shirtless,
Snake.
too!
Oh, you're alive! Thank God.
Meryl? Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, it must have been terrible.
Oh my god, he is
Wasn't
terrible
that
at this.
I was fine. We just like chatted for several hours.
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like
Okay,
you were with me.
love confessions are all good and all, but the place is
But
about
place
to
is
blow.
about to be bombed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the mood they're going with.
Don't say
If I were the one playing this
Oh.
game, I would have edited it and then
but it
been
made
blown
me
up.
realize something. During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that
Snake,
hope
the missile's almost here!
kept me alive. Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Meryl,
Aha!
that's my Kodak.
Codec.
Go away, boss.
Is it a codec in your
It's
pocket?
Agit's
or
out of con.
is it
Alright, it isn't here.
It's me, Otacon. Good news. Meryl's okay.
All right. You saved her, man. Good job.
I got some bad news, too. We're about to be bombed.
Oh, boy. I guess we're considered expendable.
Is there a way out of here?
A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface.
Yeah, just kiss
There's
your
a
ass
parking
goodbye.
garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface.
The door in front?
No, it's a small entrance to the west of that door.
How about the security?
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your
Jesus.
escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me? I'll stay here.
Are you crazy?
I need a little more time to take care of your escape route.
But
Unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon,
Don't worry.
I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
You know, a lot of people talk about the romance of Snake and Meryl, but never forget about the broship between these two madmen.
Oh no, the broship is my favorite, but yeah, I'm not even kidding you. Like, the first time I played this game back in the day, the moment they started doing that thing where Otacon was saying that he was going to stay here, immediately I was going, oh no, please don't kill Otacon, please no. But no, don't worry, Otacon, don't worry, Shiroi, Otacon will survive.
That's kind of the ironic thing, as some call me Johnny pointed out, though. This is pretty much the last you hear from Otacon in this game, unless you get the bad ending.
Yeah.
If you get the bad ending, Shiroi, basically if Meryl dies, it's Otacon that escapes with Snake.
Yeah.
But that ending is not canon. But that ending is not canon, though.
My guess is, like, well, they probably saw how popular Otacon was, so they decided not to kill him off. Like, it is weird why they didn't just include a cutscene to show, you know, his survival, though.
So Snake is getting out with a girlfriend and a boyfriend. Happiest.
Yes.
Yay.
More like a bro, Shiroi.
Well, hey.
Sure, let's go with that.
Platonic boyfriend in that regard.
Bromance.
Yeah, bromance.
A cousin, yes.
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
You too.
There's my sneaking suit.
Well, she does have her clothes.
That's okay. Her tank top. Don't you see? Her tank top will be able to cover it to you.
Hurry!
Bye, Metal Gear Rex.
There you go. There you go, too. She got herself a vest.
Good, Snake.
Oh,
This
God.
is no time. This is no time for flirting, Meryl. Let's escape.
It's always time for flirting when on the job, apparently.
Hurry!
All right, so taking a page from the Metroid series, instead of after the final boss, we have a sequence where we have to run away before everything explodes, basically.
Countdown on our heads.
Yeah.
Damn, a surveillance camera.
Of all times.
Oh no! You know, honestly, just.
You do true escape as well, you know.
I guess they probably don't know, do they?
Maybe the Secretary of Defense really pays them that well too.
I guess.
But we paying their families well.
There we go.
Sorry, GG Nori.
All right, now we use this gun to take care of them.
You. No. The snake has to scream like Red Brown.
So there you go, Shiroi. That action set piece in the first Uncharted, where Nate is using a gun like this while Elena drives the jeep, that was inspired by this sequence.
Wait, but did this come out before or after Final Fantasy VII?
After a year, but both games were in development at basically around the same time, basically. So.
Funny, because both Snake and Cloud are in some shape or form super soldiers.
Okay, Snake, let's go.
Oh.
Gently ease it in now.
We don't really have time for, pleasantries on the road.
Yeah. Basically, the idea is that Meryl drives. You have to make every time there's a blockade of people, we have to make sure we shoot them all so that we can go through. Fuck. There we go.
Only one left.
There we are.
Oh, good.
Drive, Meryl. Drive.
Drive like our lives depend on it. Because they kind of do.
They literally do.
Okay.
Oh shit! You're still alive?
Are you alive?
Dear Lord, how obsessed are you?
Liquid will take as many boss fights as...
You see, you see, Snake? You see? Petty revenge fuels you. It fuels your fucking body.
Hey, that's tailgating, Sunday driver.
That being said, Tail, like when it comes to action games, this was probably the first one to implement like a the typical action set piece we see in games nowadays. Probably. Now that I think about it.
As much as it's a very flawed level, if I recall correctly, one of the versions of I think the Terminator 1 game kinda has that, where you have to fight the hunter killer
I guess,
with the jeep in a similar fashion.
I guess,
it's still bad and severely flawed, but the concept is there.
I guess we did have the Jurassic Park Sega Genesis game, which literally has you fighting a T-Rex while riding a jeep.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Lost World one. Not.
But that one, I guess, it's also applicable.
Sure. I guess you can say that. Yeah. Which is interesting because that game came out a year before this one.
Alright, so I may have lost to you in a fist fight, but at least I can beat you in a gunfight. Then I'll prove that I am superior.
The guy will not rest until he beats us at something.
Fine. Let's let him beat us at a game of checkers. Then that'll hopefully satiate him.
I mean, he's not winning at driving, so...
I'm surprised that Sakura did not, went through the commitment and made him an Echo Fighter of Snake for Smash Ultimate. I mean, they literally have a new story of justification for why.
Yeah, he's still the lesser brother.
No, don't drive towards the light!
Well, now they're all dead. Haven't seen sunshine in 3 weeks.
Glorious light. Beautiful sunshine. Now, if it weren't for the fact that we're about to get bombed and my crazy, insane brother is trying to kill us, this would be a good day.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
Oh no.
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I'm still here,
I can't see
Snake.
him either.
He
He's
melted.
just playing peekaboo behind the car.
Are you sure you want to say that just yet, Snake? Until you're absolutely certain?
Yeah, that always a point.
I'm too stubborn to die.
Seriously, Jesus Christ. Get in the club with Ridley.
Snake!
Yeah,
Fox die.
probably because it was weakened by the previous fight, but now that Fox Die actually does its job.
And this is where Liquid finally dies.
Well, 3 times the charm.
Oh.
Oh my god, man, give up.
Fucking drama queen over there.
I
He
guess.
is, isn't he?
I guess gotta give him points for persistence.
I like how Snake's face is just like, are you done?
Say it, Snake.
I like to believe that at this point Ocelot said, okay, time to cut my losses. This Snake was too insane. I'm gonna go see how Solidus is doing.
Alright, let's see.
Snake, can you hear me?
Hey, Campbell!
How much did it beat you up?
Colonel, what happened? The
Thought they killed
Secretary
him.
of Defense has been arrested. Earlier this
Aha!
Arrested? I was able to get into contact with the president. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone.
Wink,
What happened to the
wink.
air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the
There you go.
B-2 Spirits have returned.
And that's what. There you go, Joe. But that's why it's still there in 4.
Complete authority over over this operation.
I see.
I know.
Washington is
Man, we
stupid
did
enough to
seriously
use
dodge a
secrets to cover
bullet.
up
It's a
trade
good thing we
secrets.
will never find another shady politician in this franchise ever again.
Danger's over.
Yeah,
I
it's,
was mainly joking in that regard, given at the expense of a Secretary of Defense and
Sure.
whatnot.
sure,
Oh,
sure.
shitty politicians in a game series about war. Who would
Well,
have
you'll be surprised, Shirei. For this particular game series, we're more of a rare breed than what you would expect.
Okay, if I can give Metal... Oh.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling's
Aw, always looking out for him, aren't you?
So yeah, the Colonel, to his credit, he does come through us in the end, and like I said, there was a genuine good reason why he couldn't tell us what was going on. So
I guess, again, I do kind of agree with Johnny that it would have been nice if he could have hinted at that a bit better, but, like, I mean...
There
well,
you
the
go,
story...
they're reported as dead in action.
There's a helicopter.
Okay, if there's one thing I can give the Metal Gear series credit on, it doesn't always go for the easy, oh, the entire government and military are evil. Like, instead it goes for that, yes, there are corrupt figures in it, but it's not necessarily the system as a whole that's always corrupt. A lot of writers like to go down that easy rabbit hole on.
in fact, the president himself is actually not corrupt, and we're going to meet that president we're talking about right now in the next game. So
Don't worry.
Are you sure about that, Campbell?
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
Is it alright if I date your daughter?
Meryl will be fine.
you mean niece?
Yeah, but if Liquid died, that means...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Naomi said that she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
That doesn't answer the question.
Snake, it's
Well, let's try.
Well,
now.
let's hear it from her.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on.
So yeah, Snake lies to her because he doesn't want to destroy her image of Frank.
Yeah.
Surprised that the game doesn't give you the choice to do it or not.
Me too.
Your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Like a gray ghost?
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox died too. What about
Yeah.
me? When am I gonna go?
Tomorrow.
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Oh?
It's not an answer.
Everybody dies.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you.
Remember, it's random, so...
Live.
Damn it, it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I said, tomorrow.
Damn it, Naomi.
This,
Just hangs up.
and now this leads in... No, she actually continues, she right? This is actually we're going to have like a... I get the feeling Christopher Nolan probably played this game because much like a Christopher Nolan film, we have an ending narration of one of the main characters.
Not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was. Where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were, and I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself.
And this
to
franchise
choose
isn't
fate.
called Metal Gear
You're ruled
Potential.
by your genes. Humans can choose the type of of life they want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox-Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you
I mean, it kind of is. What if I want to do things that take time and I die in 2 hours? What then?
Well, if it
I
helps.
got planning to do, woman.
Wait,
Yeah.
Shiori. Hang on, Shiori. Choose life. Wow, Hideo Kojima must have really loved train spotting.
live.
In prison, but
So they-
nonetheless.
So there you go, sure. Just like in Sonic and Black Knight, the final message is live life to the fullest.
Dreams for the future
That's a
for our
good
children.
And
Live
there's a
for the
snowmobile.
future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world.
Now they're going to be singing the theme song for The Spy Who Loved Me.
No, the best is yet to come.
Thank you.
Okay, so when does Meryl die?
She does not. She has her happy ending at the end of the Solid Snake saga, Shiori. Actually. Don't worry.
Still not what would you expect, however.
She does get her happy ending, though. And guess what, Shiori? Despite everything that happened here, she will still remain in the military career, and she will even get her own unit.
Cool.
So.
A reminder of how to live. Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
You needed that thrill.
What about now? What
How do you do
genes
this
say
human
about your
thing?
future now?
Genes say I need to write a film about prejudiced people.
Someone else?
Yeah,
Who are
someone like
mutants.
you.
Oh.
Maybe that's the real way to live.
Yeah, this is how. And
You
thus
know,
this-
we could discuss more about genes, in front of a
The
good drink.
moral of the
Yeah.
story is get some bitches.
yeah,
Where to,
genes.
Snake?
Yeah, and this is how.
There you go,
they-
Shiori.
What's his
His-
real name? David.
There you go. His real name is David.
Yeah,
Very funny, Kojima. Haha.
I think it's
I like
this
to
is-
imagine that Kojima did that because, you know, David Hayter and all that.
and
Probably.
this is how.
It's
we'll find it.
And this is how David Hayter got the idea for X-Men.
It's very plausible considering again we might still be operating all the old school also moose.
Caribou is a symbol of
Oh sorry, Caribou.
It'll be spring here.
We're still operating on the old school about the fact that Link is a connection between the game and the player. So there is kind of something similar here.
It's a time for hope. I've lived here a
And
long
now
time.
Snake literally gets to ride off with the girl into the sunset.
Sky.
While also
Or
running over that
sunrise.
moose thing over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight we have deer stew for dinner.
I think.
Oh sorry, venison. That's the correct term.
Isn't venison like the baby
Let's enjoy life.
deer?
There was actually one alongside the adult.
It's actually a caribou,
Also-
but yeah.
Also,
It's a deer
Snake.
thing.
Also, Snake, it's fine. You don't have to live for your jeans. Just wear cargo shorts instead.
Exactly, they're much more comfortable.
And there you go. Like I was trying to say to like the final. Oh, okay. In the 1980s, there were more than 60,000 nuclear warheads in the world at all times. The total destructive power amounted to 1 million times that of the Hiroshima A-bomb. In January 1993, START 2 was signed, and the United States and Russia agreed to reduce the number of deployed strategic nuclear warheads to 3,000 to 5,300 in December, whatever. However, as of 1998, there still exists 26,000 nuclear warheads in the world. Again, this is basically Kojima's big anti-nuclear weapons stance, clearly.
And these are the ones that are like accounted for. As reported by many others who actually talked about the subject, because of the different experimentation with the Gulf, with the Cold War and everything, between Russia and the USA, there are a lot of tested, bombs who haven't exploded, obviously, but have kinda, sorta been lost and never found. So sleep tight.
All right. That's fun. The credit song is called "The Best Is Yet to Come." I forgot who performs it, but All right, and that was it.
We do have like a post-credit scene, and we're saving the Final Thoughts properly for the next part because of it, guy. Otherwise, it would be a bit too long. But yeah.
All right. Well, these credits do go on for a bit. So, and Shiroi usually is quick about it. So, Shiroi, since you're the newcomer, why don't you want to talk about your thoughts on Metal Gear Solid?
I mean, this was great. I'm not sure I have any issues with it aside from, you know, some of the more dated things that you get from this time. I mean, in terms of the game itself, not the...
Yeah, which is something that's unavoidable, so...
Yeah, but it's like, that's why it's not, like, a huge problem. It's like, okay, that's just not surprising.
And Kojima also did the editing and the digital effects. So, cool. Go on, Shiroi.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have him to blame with the weird filters.
I guess, yeah. I guess, yeah. All right, go on, Shiroi.
But no, all of that is made up by the characters and the writing. Like everyone's pretty great here. It's something you can get invested in. It's understandable why this franchise is as popular as it ended up becoming, and still is. The music's good.
What do you think of the voice acting?
No, that's great too. Like for the time as well.
I know, right?
It's surprising how good it is.
I know, right? The voice acting in this game hasn't aged a single day. Like seriously, if you told me, oh yeah, these voice recordings are from a modern video game, I would believe you.
It also helps that all of these people are well known these days, so they're also instantly recognizable. Not so much for the day. Okay. There is one thing that I think it might be addressed now. Mei Ling's accent got dropped already with the Twin Snakes redub, probably because they thought that being born in America, it wouldn't have made sense for her to keep it. And when eventually she comes back in the franchise for a future title, she still doesn't have it. So I guess in hindsight, that is a big difference compared to this one.
Okay, to be fair to Twin Snakes, from what I understand, a lot of those changes were probably decisions decided by the franchise overall.
Yeah.
Given how, like you mentioned, they were reflected in later games
the thought process behind it was that being also descent of Chinese descent, but being born in America, it made more sense for her to have developed, proper normal English without a specific accent. It's still the same voice actress, however, nothing really changed on that front.
Carry on, Shiroi.
The meta stuff is really cool, as someone who always appreciates that.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, Shiroi.
Some of the most outlandish I've ever seen, and it was hilarious.
Oh, trust me, Shiroi. We're not done with that yet.
Oh, great. Well, I mean, from what Pedro showed me, not just in terms of meta stuff, but just like how the games are as games in general, there's a lot of really funny stuff to look forward to.
What do you think of the commentary on real life politics and war and all that jazz?
I appreciate because they could easily you often get stories that just ham it up a little bit. Like it feels like this was trying to think of a way to phrase it. It feels like it was pretty honest from Kojima's part.
I feel like
it feels quite genuine.
If I may, I feel like it feels like Kojima genuinely. You feel like Kojima genuinely believes in what he's saying right now, and it doesn't feel like you're being preached to.
Yeah, that's an important thing.
Because it's so easy for writers to fall down that rabbit hole, but no, this actually turned out pretty good.
It's like I mentioned, what helps make it unique is that they don't just go for a generic, the entire government is evil and always doing this or that.
We're about to get it.
Alright, so Shiroi, MCU style after credit scene.
Okay. Wait. The kind where it's serious, or the kind where they take the piss out of you for actually staying?
Serious.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we have this one first. I forgot about this one.
Continuation.
The life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live.
Thanks, Naomi. All right, and
Why
now
were we showing Snow Dogs, you may wonder?
Metal Gear Solid.
Question. Someone was still left who did not die.
Hold on. Yep. Ocelot.
Yeah.
Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox dive should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data.
Fuck.
No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of.
And now you know why Ocelot killed the DARPA chief.
Accidentally.
Yeah. Turns out it was not an accident. Turns out Ocelot is a double agent, apparently.
And apparently Liquid was supposedly the superior clone.
No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus.
Dun dun dun.
Solidus? Who is this Solidus? I guess we'll have to play Metal Gear Solid 2 to find out.
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.
So yeah, it doesn't also
Oh,
help
shit.
that. It also remember the conversation he had with Liquid. He mentioned also a Russian general, Galukovich. That one will also not be forgotten.
All right. So now we can save completed mission data, which will allow us to do a new game plus, which will also allow, and one of the rewards you get is you get to play with Snake wearing a tuxedo, like Jova told us. And in fact, before we end this part, I will show you the image right there. So there you go, everybody. That's one of your new game plus rewards. Snake wearing a James Bond style tuxedo, as if the Bond inspiration wasn't obvious enough.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
he'll come to do this a lot in Metal Gear games.
Well, we know Kojima really likes his movies.
Oh, trust me, Shira. By the time we get to Metal Gear Solid 3's opening credits, he completely stops even pretending that this is not inspired by James Bond. That's where you go. You know what? I could be subtle about this, but what's the fun in that? So.
Well, we'll see you for the next part.
Well, actually, hold on. Hold on. Shira, do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. This was a really enjoyable game.
All right, tune in next time, everybody, where we take a quick look at the Twin Snakes GameCube remake of this game, which I'm not a particularly big fan of, but we'll see. All right, see you then.
Yeah.